Hello, doing a little FAQ video here about high carb veganism. This video, I'll tell you the questions I'm gonna cover. Like how much should I eat? Why does it hurt sometimes to eat a lot? How much water should I drink? How much should I sleep? Should I eat salad? What's the importance of using food combining principles? What do I do when I mess up? How much exercise should I do? Should I eat all raw foods? What are the best raw foods? What are the best cooked foods? How long does it take to get good effects? Is it okay to eat animal products? I'm going to cover these. These are just some of the questions that I had, that when I was starting out, I was just looking for specific answers. Like, please, somebody just give me a freaking answer. Alright, so, how much to eat? Well, first of all, high carb veganism. What are we really talking about here? We're talking about a diet where, with a macronutrient ratio, where you're getting 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95% of your calories from carbohydrates, and you're not eating animal products. That's a high-carb vegan diet. I would also, my version of it is that the high-carb part refers not just to the ratio of carbohydrates being very high, but the amount of calories being high as well. And it's not like excessive calories, it's just that we don't eat as many calories as we could. Most of us. There's a lot of discussion about calorie restriction and how it could lengthen your life, etc. I don't like to play that game. I like to, be full of energy all the time. And I'm not going to just wither away and be weak, waiting to die, and have it, take even longer than it should normally. So, that's why I like to eat a lot. How much? Well, I weigh about 155 usually, and I find that right around 3,000 calories is a pretty good number. I can do less for a day or two, and depending on what I'm eating, longer. But it always comes back around that I'll have bigger days, and a good 3,000 calories really works for me. If you're bigger or smaller than I am, adjust accordingly. I'm covering the question how much to eat. And the thing is, it always comes around. It always comes around. You want to catch it before it comes around. Okay? Eating not enough, it sets you up for failure. Eating too much, well, you just don't eat as much. Okay? But if you don't eat enough, you're really tripping your mind out, and your body is going to look for weird things to consume. So eat a lot. And okay, so why is it really difficult to digest all this food? Because you adjust to this lifestyle, you're like, what am I doing? And it's like, I would suggest doing getting in a solid 700-800 calories of juicy fruit for breakfast, and then maybe something similar and even more dense for lunch, and then for dinner is a good time to eat a salad if you're gonna do that. And if you're gonna eat more dense food or cooked food, that's about the time to do that. So why is it that sometimes when I eat these huge fruit meals, upwards of 2,000 calories or more, if you're throwing hella bananas in the blender with dates and stuff, why does it hurt? Well, there's a lot of things you can do to alleviate that pain. One is you gotta drink a lot of water. And I think that what you'll find is that you'll reduce that digestive discomfort by a solid half if you just if you just consume about 2 liters of water between each meal. Not immediately before or anything like that. Certainly not immediately after. But just get in a good 2 liters of water before you go to your next meal. That's going to help you out a lot. Sleeping is also going to help you out a lot. If you're tired and nervous, etc., you're not going to digest. Also, go slowly. And also, realize that it takes practice, okay? I did a practice once with watermelon where I ate a big watermelon every day for breakfast for many months, for like a whole summer. And it hurt. At first it hurt. But then now I can do that, and it's not easy, but it's not like painful and scary. So it takes practice. You need to clear the gunk out, okay? And you need to raise your energy levels, raise your hydration levels, be more relaxed, take some deep breaths, okay? It's really a challenge for your body to accept such high volumes of energy. It's not used to it. You're also just clearing out when you drink so much water and have all that fiber and everything all at once. You're going to start clearing some stuff out, and you're going to end up digesting some really gunky stuff that's been hanging out inside your digestive tract for a while. It's not going to feel good. Okay, I think we covered that. How much water? Okay, well, I drink a liter of water when I wake up every day, period. That will change your life. Then if you add in a liter between each meal, that's another level that's really going to help you out. Then if you add in a liter for every time you exercise, then you add in another liter for good measure, like, yeah, do it. 5-6 liters of water a day, you're going to feel good. I really strive to get, at least 3. At least. How much should I sleep? Well, I would say I like to sleep for at least 8 hours, and if I sleep less than that, it gets made up somewhere else. Or it gets made up with, using stimulants and stuff like that. It's just like food. If you get too much sleep, well, you can just back off of it. But if you don't get enough sleep, that's scary. You will lead yourself into some really weird situations. At least 8 hours a night. Okay, should I eat salad? Yeah, salad's good. Salad's good. Eat as much of it as you want. I used to eat these massive salads every night. Now it's more like, just make sure to have some greens every day, and I feel pretty good. So, what's the importance of food combining principles? It really helps your digestion. It really helps your mental focus. It's really a lot more relaxing on your nervous system, I find personally. So basically the idea is that you start with the juicier things and the faster digesting things earlier on, because that way they all clear out by the time you put on the heavier things that take longer to digest. So basically, a basic idea would be like watermelon for breakfast, bananas for lunch, and rice and beans for dinner, something like that, And really, a really critical combining principle is you really don't want to mess with combining heavy amounts of fat with heavy amounts of carbohydrate. Also, combining melon with anything else, a lot of people have a lot of trouble with that. Okay, what do I do when I mess up and I eat something I'm not supposed to? Well, you get up the next day and you try again, and you eat more, drink more water, and sleep more. I don't know about you, but I'm an animal. I like to sleep. I like to drink water. I like to eat food all day. So if you're not riding that wave, you're not gonna be like in control of what you eat or whatever you consume. So when you make a mistake, just think about what you really want and get back on it the next day. And you know what? You're gonna keep making mistakes for your entire life. It never ends. Get over it. Get used to it. Okay. How much exercise should I do? Well, it's up to you, you know. Are you training for something or what? I mean, minimal amount of exercise, I would say it's good to get like a little bit in every day, I think. I mean, I haven't been doing that for too long, but I kind of want to start that up. You know, at least like 10 minutes or something of movement, of like strenuous movement, you know. Even if it's just like yoga or something, that would be a really awesome thing. Or jogging or whatever. Yeah, exercise, duh. Should I eat only raw food? Okay, well, it depends what you're going for. If I was trying to help someone heal from like a chronic disease, I would recommend a 100% raw diet. But for someone who's just kind of like, I kind of want to try like eating more healthy, well, take it easy, you know? Don't force yourself into anything crazy like a 100% raw food diet. Not that that's crazy or anything, but just like, don't push yourself so hard that you snap back. That happens, man. That happens in a big way. You don't want to do that, because when you jump into a 100% raw food diet, coming from a standard American diet, it's going to hurt. Especially to eat all those calories of all that fresh fruit. It's going to hurt, man. I'm sorry, but that's your karma that you put inside yourself over the years. You didn't know. It's okay. But now, when you start clearing it out, it's going to hurt. It's like when you clean a house. This was in some book. I can't remember what. But if you clean a house, you know, if you dust this whole house and it hasn't been dusted in years, no one's been in it in years, before it actually gets clean, there's going to be huge clouds of dust everywhere. And that's what you're doing when you jump into a 100% raw food diet. You start dusting everything, and your body will just be filled with all these clouds of dust. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt. So don't push yourself too hard if that's not, you know, if all you want to do is just try to feel better, okay. Start sleeping a little more, start drinking a little more water, start eating a little more fresh fruit, you know, and then just ramp it up, you know. Cut it down to cooked food just for dinner. And you know what? Plan for that cooked meal. That was a mistake I made for a long time where like I was like, okay, well, cooked food is okay sometimes, but try to limit it. No, plan for it. Put it right in there. That way you're in control. You know? I don't need to go crazy and binge out on this cooked food because I know that I have a cooked food meal every night, you know? And as time goes on, you're kind of like, wow, I don't need a cooked food meal today, you know, or whatever. But even then, it's like I'm getting there, but I'm not like, I don't need it. I don't need to be that, you know. I don't need to force myself to be God immediately, you know? How long does it take to get good effects on this diet? It really depends how much you get out of it, what you put in. And how long does it take? It takes your whole life. You know, when you decide to eat more healthy because, you know, just simply for the sake of being well, it takes your whole life. If you have like other reasons, like I need to lose weight for this event, or I need to like, you know, like impress someone that you just met or something, take as long as you need, man. I don't know. But really, how long it takes is how long you're alive, because what I'm doing is practicing how to be well, and I want to feel well my whole life. So, but another answer to how long does it take is, well, when I first really got into it, I lost just about 15 pounds in a week when I combined it with exercise. So, you know, a lot of people can lose that much weight with just exercise, but, you know, it all depends where you're at. I never could have done it without the food, though, because with the fresh plants, with the high volume of fresh plants and carbohydrates, when I jumped into that, I really truly like doubled my physical capacity, my physical like endurance, like capacity for, you know, exerting myself. My endurance went way up. I do the workout that used to make me huff and puff. I could do it like 3 times in a row. I could do that whole workout like 3 times in a row and feel fine. That was one effect that I got really quite quickly, you know. But what does take a while is to learn how to keep it going, because it, you know, when you jump into it, you can do it for a few days, but things start to get weird, you know, and that's where the years come in, and every lesson you learn, man, it's worth it, man. It's worth it. The last question on my list that I thought of is it okay to eat animal products if it's just a little bit? Because when I first started, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, it was like, man, I really like all this raw food and stuff, but maybe it's okay to, you know, just have an egg sometimes or something. I feel kind of differently about it now. I feel like I don't think that animal products are a good thing to eat. And that's not to say that if you do eat them, like, you're bad. I'm just saying, like, if you want to be well, and you want the earth to be well, and those are the decisions that you want to consciously make, you should eat all plants, you know, and don't be afraid. There are lots of people, not just lots of people, but lots of high-level people that have never eaten anything but plants. Just Google it, you know, fruitarian baby, whatever, fruitarian child. It's YouTube it. It's all over YouTube. So don't be afraid. See you guys next time.